Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sports Sit-Down. This is our 10th episode, and I'm so glad we've made it this far. There's a lot we have to unpack today. A lot of things have happened in sports since we were last year with Hannah Jump. Please check out that episode. So in the NBA Finals have ended. Sadly, the Golden State Warriors lost to the Toronto Raptors. The free agency is also started and is starting soon. We've have a lot of news to cover and to talk about. A lot of rumors going around. Today, we're also going to go a little bit global and talk about the Cricket World Cup that's happening in England and Wales right now. We just had an exciting match happen with England and India. Also, the Women's World Cup is going on in France. Team USA is dominating, so go them. And also, MLB is in full swing now. Hope you guys got the reference. And NFL has ended, and we're getting ready for training camps. But first, let me introduce my co-host with me today. We have Kiran Costa and Nate Martin. And CJ is somewhere celebrating the Toronto Raptors win. So, free agency starts in 30-ish minutes, or probably started already. Yeah. But reports are flying everywhere. Thank you to Adrian Wojnarowski, who just spoiled the KD stuff. So now we know a lot of things that's happening with Kevin Durant. We know Kyrie, we know Kemba, and we know a lot of things. So let's talk about some free agency deals, guys. First, let's just discuss them, and then we'll move on to our thumbs up, thumbs down game. Okay, first, the big news is out. Kevin Durant is taking his talents to the Brooklyn Nets. I feel about it a certain way as a Warriors fan, but we'll have Nate speak about it. Nate, what are your thoughts on the move, and was that the right decision?
I mean, for KD's career and success, I mean, if Brooklyn does get these other free agents, which they are likely to get, it seems like a pretty decent move. I mean, Brooklyn made the playoffs last season with giving the Sixers a solid run for their money. And, of course, D'Angelo Russell most likely leaving. And getting Kyrie, KD, and DeAndre Jordan as replacements, I mean, that's pretty good for the Nets.
Yeah.
So good for Brooklyn. I mean, KD's career, if this pans out for Kevin Durant and the Nets, it would look to be a fantastic move on KD's behalf. But if things go south for Brooklyn, as they have in the past when they do make big splashes, I'm looking at Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and
Jason Terry
to the couple years ago, then I think he should have re-signed. I mean, Warriors have already proved themselves to be pretty good, and most likely re-signing Klay Thompson. Boogie probably is going to go, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Good while it lasted. But, I mean, really, I think it's just a wait and see at this point, just to see how this team pans out.
Yeah. But, I mean, the Brooklyn Nets kind of came in as a surprise, right? I mean, it was always throughout the season we were hearing Knicks, Warriors, maybe Clippers here and there. And all of a sudden, I feel like that was really quick. The Nets just came in and swooped them.
Well, I mean, so I agree with Nate. It's huge upside, huge downside for the Nets.
It's a boom or bust move, really.
It's a huge boom or bust move, and especially coming off injury for KD, obviously out all of next season probably.
Unless they make it.
Unless they make it like maybe Eastern Conference Finals, he could come back. That would be a story. Sign Kevin Durant at the start of the year, and then he comes back in the Eastern Conference Finals. But I think it's a good move for the. I think it's a good move for the Nets, especially if they get Kyrie and then KD. I think it would be a good deal for KD if they get Irving. If they don't get Irving, I think it is a bust for KD.
Well, Kyrie's already a lock from what we're hearing. Again, we can't
confirm it just
because it's not started. But KD and Kyrie, I think, are for sure there. But
Yeah.
it's honestly, it's going to be pretty fun to watch him
Well, I
in
mean,
New York with that market.
if
And Brooklyn's like a really,
it's a good market, Jay-Z as the owner. I mean,
yeah.
Well, it's obviously a smaller market than Knicks. It's a second team.
Yeah, so that's why I'm a little
but new stadium.
newish.
Yeah, newish. Well, it's one of the youngest in the league.
Yeah, I think it
And
is.
a young, hip owner.
Yeah, the owner is pretty cool. The coach is really cool.
Yeah.
As you said, he led the young Nets to deep in a run.
And a pretty cool squad. I mean, Karis LeVert, Jarrett Dudley if he returns.
Yeah,
Irving,
DeAndre Jordan also
DeAndre
reported.
Jordan.
I think they'll put around a solid roster around him. They signed Garrett Temple.
Biggest splash of the summer right there.
That's huge.
But you
No
know
disrespect to Temple.
they'll put around a solid roster around him. They
Well, I
also
mean-
have a little bit of money to sweep around.
Well, I mean, but if this is a big but, if Kevin Durant doesn't come back the same after the Achilles injury, I mean, that's just money down the drain. It's not going to be able
I mean,
to come back.
I would rather I would bank on him coming back the same. It's Kevin Durant. He's the best athlete or best basketball player, not athlete. I think it's safe to say that he will. The other question that I think that I kind of really want to get to bad is Kyrie. Kyrie has basically confirmed he's going to Brooklyn. He already bought a house in South Orange. He is pretty much a Brooklyn Net. He has been for the past week or so. He's just been in hiding wherever he is. But I think that was also a pretty surprising move because he left the Celtics. And a lot of people are saying he left the Celtics in a way to go to a Celtics type team. The Nets are young.
Good front office.
Good front office. But I guess now it's more clear because Durant's joining him there. But what do you guys think about that move?
So I think this is a great move for Kyrie. Obviously, things just weren't working out in Boston. He was fighting with the players, coaches, and then in the end the front office. And he was the superstar in Boston. He wasn't really playing with the superstar. And I feel like it's going to be great for him to play with another superstar. Obviously won the championship with LeBron. I think it's a good deal going to Brooklyn with KD.
Yeah, but then he left LeBron because he was sick of being in LeBron's shadow. He's most likely going to be in KD's shadow when KD returns.
Well, that
I mean,
is true.
and
so-
that he
we've
wants to
seen-
do that now,
We've
obviously.
seen Kyrie Irving being a toxic piece in a locker room.
Yeah.
I mean, he ruined the Celtics' chances. Could he ruin this young Nets team's
Well,
chances?
speaking of the Celtics, it's a perfect transition. Kemba Walker is now going to the Boston as well. 4-year, 141 big deal for the Boston Celtics. What about that move?
I think that's a great signing for Boston. Kemba Walker, incredible point guard, good shooter, good passer. I mean, he'll be able to get the ball to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and all those players to allow them to develop into better players. I think this has been the best move of the offseason so far.
Yeah, and I also think it was an amazing deal for Kemba. So he's been kind of underrated, obviously, in the tiny market of Charlotte.
Yeah. I feel like he's been hidden.
Yeah.
almost, yeah.
So like, who is really gonna watch a Charlotte Hornets game? Like now he's in a big market,
Big-ish.
bigish market.
Well, one
but,
of the most successful teams
Yeah,
in NBA history.
on a great team.
Agreed.
And I think he's gonna like grow in popularity, obviously, with this move.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
Oh, and again, I still have belief in Jason Tatum. He's been.
I do too.
I think he's a solid player. I think it's really interesting that the Boston Celtics decided to go with another point guard. Cause like they signed Kyrie.
Point guard's the guy who runs your team.
Yeah.
No. But what I mean is that like another big splash in point guard.
Who's the
Because-
point guard? They
um,
hadn't signed Kemba.
They could have kept Terry Rozier. Rozier's biggest problem was with Kyrie. That's what we
Yeah.
think. Now he's going to Charlotte with a sign and trade. I think the Celtics, to me, is like the most interesting offseason. There have been in rumors to get Clint Capella from the Rockets. They all of a sudden got Kemba. And now that I'm thinking about it, almost all the moves we're hearing has been very sudden.
Yeah,
That
it's
one
been
was out
very-
of
I
the
mean,
blue for me.
starting,
Yeah.
Kemba to Boston,
okay.
like-
No, but it was
Whoa.
quick. It was very quick because the reports were that Charlotte was not going to offer him the max. They backed out. And then they were like Mavs and Celtics. And then all of a sudden, Celtics. That was also one of the
I
early
mean,
deals.
if you look back at like the free agency predictions from the start of the year, you would have seen, you know, Kevin Durant, Kyrie, both to the Knicks. You would have most likely seen Kemba re-signing or going to like
Yeah.
Dallas or like some other team. I mean, you
Boston
would have seen
was-
D'Angelo Russell
what was the other
re-signing.
pick?
You would have seen D'Angelo Russell re-signing. I mean,
Horford
what-
re-signing, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot
Horford
of
was
different,
shocking to me.
lot of crazy moves for Boston. Brooklyn, a lot of crazy moves. So let's do a little thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay. So the first one we have is KD to Brooklyn. Here's the three we're going to talk about. KD to Brooklyn. I'm going to give it, ready, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to give it a thumbs, whoops, down.
You're getting a thumbs up.
I'll give it a thumbs up, but I think it's just too early to call. I mean, we have to see him come back from this injury.
I think,
Yeah.
like, honestly, Kevin Durant, I know you want to play with Kyrie Irving, but I don't know what
I don't know how this offense gonna work.
No, that's fine. I think they'll figure it out. They're two all-stars, but I don't know what he really wanted out of this.
Yeah.
Because he was the guy in Golden State. We saw he was the guy. They didn't do the greatest without him in the playoffs, or in the finals, I should say.
They didn't do very good at all without him in the finals.
I would say they did all right, considering the Clay was.
I mean, they got a game. They got a game without. They technically got 2 games without.
Exactly. And I think, but I just don't know. Like, he was the man. He has a great market. Next year's a new arena, newest and the best arena. He's gonna play in that. He already had, and I think the bigger thing is that he was being called the greatest player in the Warriors system, and that could have just been with maturity and age and the fact that LeBron was out and now he doesn't have a great team
Well,
around
he's
Yeah,
the
him.
but
best
like,
player in
how
the
old is he right
Nets
now? He's like,
system.
He's 20. I understand the mobility part for it, and I'm always pro player mobility. But what I don't understand is that I guess this is just me as a salty Warriors fan speaking, but
Yeah.
why,
It is.
why not Golden State and re-up for 1 or 2 years, win more championships? Because I honestly question it now. I don't know if they can get it done in Brooklyn. And probably not next year because he's going to be out. But I don't know if they can get it done in general.
I mean,
in
it's
Brooklyn.
not that tough of an Eastern Conference.
yeah. I mean, you got Toronto
and the
Boston,
Bucks.
Yeah.
and maybe the Philadelphia
No, but
76ers if they
Bucks.
can re-sign Tobias Harris.
Well,
But I
speaking
did
of-
say the Bucks. I said
Yeah,
Toronto,
the Bucks
and
just
maybe
re-signed.
the Sixers.
The Bucks just re-signed Chris Middleton.
And maybe, hear me, the Pacers if Victor Oladipo comes
And
back
if they get a
strong.
point guard, they might
And
get
if they get
things
the
over.
point guard, yeah.
Okay. Next one, Kyrie to Brooklyn. I'm gonna give this a thumbs up. Sorry, 3, 2, 1.
I like it.
All right,
I
I
like
like
it.
it because it's Brooklyn, Kyrie. It's exciting. It's New York. He's gonna be in the Mecca, so
Yeah,
I'm
and
all for it.
I think it's going to be really cool to see KD and Kyrie play together.
Nate, let's hear it real quick.
I think Kyrie Irving has the potential to ruin this team. I mean, he's most likely, when KD does come back, he's going to be playing under KD in KD's shadow. And we know, like, Kyrie's not one to play under a person's shadow. He wants to be the front man. He wants to be the main guy on the team.
Well,
Yeah.
that didn't work out too hot for
And
him in
that did not work
Boston.
out for Boston, and he pretty
So
much ruined that
I think
Boston team.
now he's gonna get with his
Senses.
best friend, I guess, right? And Kyrie. So next is Kemba to Boston. 3, 2, 1.
Easy, come on.
Yeah.
I-
I love it. I respect Kemba so much. He's a great player. He's been hidden in Charlotte. Great player. Okay, let's go next. We're going to do the rumors board now. We haven't talked about the second biggest free agent, arguably the biggest, Kawhi Leonard. Reports are that LA has jumped out into a front lead. So we're going to go Kawhi to LA. 3, 2, 1.
On the behalf of the NBA, please don't let this happen.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, it's gonna. I mean,
I can't say it's gonna- yeah.
Warriors was ruin the league.
Yeah.
But this is gonna ruin the league. I mean, Kawhi, you could argue, is the best player in the world right now.
Yeah. I mean, definitely.
And
With
then
Kevin Durant injured, yeah.
I mean, LeBron is. Still has the athleticism.
You know, I'm rooting for Canada. Like, stay in Canada.
Yeah.
I want
Come on.
Canada to prosper.
Yeah.
I want them to do good.
Also, I think I think
Spit it out.
so.
We'll wait on that. Okay.
Yeah.
Jimmy to Miami next up.
Definitely happening. Thumbs up.
I could-
100%.
Thumbs down.
Jimmy wants to play with Wade.
Or
He's
Wade is
friends-
Wade's
retired.
retiring.
Yeah, but he still wants to go where
Wade
Wade
is
was.
actually Wade is so I actually read this somewhat.
Wade's still part of
Wade's
the organization.
a good
is what
friend
he's
of Jimmy
saying.
Butler. Wade is a good friend of Jimmy Butler. So yeah, that's somewhat true. I'm going to say thumbs down. Stay in Philly. You had something there. Just because you got beat with the 2 bounces in the hoop doesn't mean that it's over there. I think
right.
they just needed some
That is
synergy.
right.
They just
Can they
needed.
re-sign him and Tobias Harris?
I mean, yeah.
They have space.
They have
They do
space
have
too.
space, and,
They have
I
the
mean,
rights.
Isn't which one's there? Is one of them a restricted free agent?
I
No,
don't know about that.
I'm
They're
sorry.
both
Okay.
unrestricted,
Yeah,
but they still have a fairly young team. They might have a good group, and I would just say stay there.
Yeah, I think him in Miami, it gives him the chance to be the number 1 option on a team once again. He'll be playing with a solid young core in there as well with Whiteside, Justice Winslow.
And then they made a good draft pick. I can't remember who it is right now, but they had a top 10
Oh,
pick, right?
they drafted what's his name?
Tyler Hero?
Yeah, Tyler
Oh,
Hero,
yeah.
great
Yeah.
shooter. I mean, I
Yeah.
really like Hero. That's
Uh,
a pretty good.
Next one, we're going to go a little bit his teammate, Tobias Harris to Dallas. 3, 2, 1.
Sure. I'll give it to him.
Situation's favorable in Dallas for
Yeah.
Tobias Harris. He's gonna be playing with
Doncic.
one of the best young players in the league, Luka Doncic,
And Kristaps.
Kristaps Porzingis, who can still play if coming back.
I mean, they don't really have anyone else. I can't.
And the
Maxi.
Oh, Dennis Smith Jr.,
Yeah.
Maxi
Dennis Smith,
Kleber,
yeah.
No,
Tim Hardaway.
Smith Jr. was traded to the
To the
and the
Knicks.
Knicks.
My
Yeah.
bad. I'm sorry. Yes.
but
I just, I think that the Sixers were such a good team. They just needed some time to figure it out, and Brett Brown to reshuffle stuff around.
Yeah.
I had belief in the
what happened in
Sixers.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
Well, so NBA free agency. I mean, Kevin Durant was just a shocker.
can
I'm
I have another one?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's go. Clint Capella to the Celtics. Thumbs up or thumbs down.
Well, he said he could beat the Warriors, so thumbs up.
I mean,
Good luck beating the Warriors.
I like that move a lot. I've always
Yeah,
been a fan
I-
of, I've always been a fan of Clint Capella.
Yeah.
2 of the most underrated players in the league uniting in Boston.
I mean, he's
With
good, but
That's gonna
he
be fun to
Kemba
watch.
and Capella and then just Tatum's there.
he fits into the Boston. I mean, the Rockets system so well with James Harden. That lob is kind of lethal with James Harden to Clint Capella. But Kevin Durant, my gosh, like,
I'm still in shock.
I don't honestly. I don't know what Kevin Durant wanted. I feel like he had the perfect situation, got the most money, and with the Warriors, I can't believe he didn't resign. He had everything going
I think
for
he
him.
wants to prove himself that he doesn't need an all-star
Maybe.
core to win a
Maybe,
championship.
yeah. I mean, he has one.
He's-
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
he's
people
not a
just like,
core.
oh, you're a
He's-
snake, you're soft. If he
Yeah.
signs with,
The
the
Nets and-
shadow of New York, I mean, obviously you have this
Yeah.
giant
Oh,
market of
you know
New
what?
York.
Here's another thing that I thought of. So the reports that I was hearing too is that he was adamant that he did not want to be seen as the person who follows Kyrie.
Okay.
That's valid, right? Because like this whole time it was Steph's team. Warriors were Steph's team, and
Always
he
have been, always will be.
followed a 73-win team. He went to the 73-win team. This is the same move. You're going to the Nets, a playoff team, a good structure, and you're
Yeah,
following
but they haven't
Kyrie.
they haven't
Not
won
exactly.
73
But
games.
you're
It's not
still
like they haven't
following.
proved
You're still
themselves.
following Kyrie. Remember, Kyrie was the one who initially pitched him on the idea to go to the Brooklyn Nets. KD was always Knicks, and then Kyrie said, "No, let's go to the Nets." Interesting, something to think about. I just thought of it. But also, here's another thing: do not rule out a sign and trade. I have my belief in Bob Myers to get it done. If yes, he's meeting with the Warriors, if he still decides to. Yeah, I think it's just a lot of interesting things
Sign
going
with the
on.
Warriors, trade to the Nets or
yeah.
Knicks is what you're thinking?
With
To
the Nets. To the
To the
Nets.
Nets.
Yeah, to get some assets back, and also he can. Also, the advantage for Kevin Durant is that he'll sign with the Warriors for the 5-year max, get the money, and play for the team he wants. It's a win-win for both sides. Same thing with D'Angelo Russell and Jimmy Butler. Okay,
We didn't even
next.
talk about D'Angelo Russell.
He's an interesting one. There are too many teams to talk about.
Minnesota,
Unfortunately,
Phoenix.
we have to move on to the Cricket World Cup, which I don't know if it's unfortunate because we had an exciting match today. England
It wasn't very
and
exciting.
Well, for India
from a
fans,
biased
it was.
perspective.
Yeah.
It was rough, I have to say.
It was pretty rough. A lot of rumors going on there that it was rigged. We're not going to get into that.
It was.
But
Don't worry about it. It was.
but so Australia
Woo! Okay. let
is
me
in
just
the
say,
lead.
cricket gay. I mean, a couple years ago, would you believe that Australia, after their top players being suspended, would you believe that they would be in this position on
Yes.
top in
I
the
mean,
Cricket
yeah,
World
they're
Cup?
pretty solid. They've always been solid.
Yeah.
Okay, but on top of India,
I mean,
on
okay,
top of
fine,
England.
fine. I'll give you that.
Well,
I'll
at
give you
least we didn't need to cheat. We as an India.
that. Okay, chill out, chill out.
Okay, you want me to get up and...
So when I talk about, let's talk about what the chances are now for India, Australia. What are we thinking, Kiran?
Okay, so I have Australia 1, India 2, New Zealand 3, and Pakistan 4 as my semis.
I
And
agree
then
with that.
Australia and India meeting in what's going to be an amazing final at Lord's.
And what Australia would win.
That's
debatable. I mean,
debatable.
that's actually, to your credit, it's a pretty close match. Today's India's performance was shocking.
Yeah,
almost.
I watched the match
well,
highlights.
well, part of it.
They're batting.
I watched the match
I mean,
highlights.
there were just some things that I at some point I was just like, just smack it, like
Okay.
stop going for ones.
Okay.
There were just some points where I was just like,
With-
okay, maybe it looks
Yeah.
harder. I don't know.
No, okay, so with 5 overs remaining, Dhoni and Pandya,
Yeah. Pandya.
kind of threw in the towel and said,
Yeah, it seemed that way.
let's just keep a solid run
Yeah.
rate, because that might help us in the future. Say we tie with like New Zealand, that those runs will matter for their run rate.
I mean,
Yeah.
right now they are tied with New Zealand, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
11
but
points,
11
11
yeah.
points each. Yeah, and Australia is in the leads. There are
14.
14.
With
14
a big
points.
win over the Kiwis.
Yeah.
I watched
So-
that game really high quality.
So England now is also inching in a little bit, but they have to beat New Zealand, which
Zealand-
is tough.
And
I mean, New Zealand, not really, compared to Australia, India, and England, not really the greatest team,
Yeah, but they've had a good.
They've had a good run.
They've had a
Good
good
Played
run
pretty
with
well, and then most likely gonna-
Salvi, Bolt,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
obviously
Kind of a-
Williamson.
Well, I'm just glad the rain is like, hopefully.
If that India New Zealand game happened, this table would look a lot different right
Completely
now.
different.
I
And
mean, I would see India on top.
Yeah. You know, and
that was a huge right now.
the other thing is that what's so surprising to today's match was England. Really, I feel like 330 runs for England, or 30 plus.
Okay,
Not see that. You would never
that
thought
was
of that
the
against
best
India.
wicket of the tournament. Like pitch. That was the best pitch of the tournament if you need to go off.
Bowl. It's technically a bowl.
Yeah. Okay. Bull.
Yeah.
Come on.
Baseballer here. I mean, I just honestly like.
No, like
I'm
pitch,
still.
like hardness and like pitch.
Okay.
Oh,
you mean the grounds.
yeah, the grounds.
Okay.
And then like the ball.
So
Okay.
let's talk about Pakistan's chances because they actually have a.
Pretty good chance.
Pretty
they're-
good chance,
They're playing B-Dash on.
Yeah.
Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and then Sri Lanka earlier in the week. I'm pretty
And
sure.
they're gonna win against Sri Lanka. I mean,
Well-
Bangladesh. They have so much.
If-
I mean, that game has so much to play for.
Yeah.
And England is playing New Zealand, Pakistan. And if England loses, Pakistan wins. then-
Pakistan's through.
Yeah.
So it's everything is so interesting right now
Mm-hmm.
with everything going on. Cricket World Cup, Australia is in the lead. Nate, I'm sure you're cheering them on, and we're
Definitely.
cheering on India because, yeah. Let's do 3 things real quickly, okay? But this time we'll have 2 things because of all
We've
the
already
changing
addressed
needs.
it.
Yeah,
We've already
one of them
addressed
we've already addressed. So
Woj ruining it.
yeah, so Woj ruining. First one is Woj ruining everything.
I mean, if you were watching the NBA draft, I mean, he was just like, oh, they're gonna
Yeah.
pick this. Cleveland's high on Darius Garland. They're gonna take him.
Yeah.
Seriously, dude. Like,
Okay,
on,
wait. Actually, wait. I
Woj.
have a question. What do the Lakers do from here? They have a max slot created. Do you guys think they should go deep roster or max superstar player? Real quick, go ahead.
Deep roster.
deep roster. I agree with that.
I'm with deep. I think the pattern is that with the Raptors winning so much, or winning the finals with this deep roster,
very deep
or
roster.
8-man roster, I should say. It's
Yeah.
not that deep. Strength in numbers.
But it's a
2015
very,
Warriors were deeper.
it's a very strong 8-man roster.
Yeah, veterans,
Good shooting.
shooters, and
And-
smart basketball players. A lot of people on the market. Rumors are J.R. Smith and Carmelo will join them. They are heavily
Okay, you just
pursuing.
ruined your team if you got Carmelo and JR.
They are heavily
And
pursuing.
LeBron on one
Kawhi.
roster.
They're heavily pursuing Kawhi Leonard. That's their latest from Chris Broussard. And I don't know if that's the right move.
He ain't
I
no
don't think it is.
Woj.
I don't think that's
Chris
I
ain't
agree.
no
I don't
Woj.
think that's the right move. I mean, Kawhi, it's not the right move for Kawhi. He'll just look like
Exactly.
Yeah.
and he would just look like a
He'll be
softie.
a third star.
Yeah.
Or second star,
Second.
maybe.
He would not want that.
I
Kawhi
don't-
would not want that.
And the other thing is that Kawhi is also meeting with the Clippers. I feel bad for the Clippers, too.
They had max
They
slots.
lost out.
And,
Yeah.
They lost out bad.
and then we all expected them to
Knicks,
get at
though.
least one person.
the Knicks as
The-
well.
the
The two
Knicks
teams.
caught
The
Kyrie and Zion.
Yeah. It seems like the teams
Yeah.
that the pattern holds, right?
All
The
thought they were
teams,
going to the
the
Knicks.
teams that always seem to have lost out in the last 4 or 5 years continue to do
Except
so.
the Nets.
Well, the Nets have been in an upward trend recently. I love the moves the Nets made last few years. Let's do a last wrangle. We have 2 minutes remaining. Nate, 30 seconds. Go for it.
Last night I was at the California Classico at Stanford Stadium between the San Jose Earthquakes and the LA Galaxy. The MLS's oldest rivalry, most historic, and the San Jose Earthquakes shocked the world, coming out on top 3-0 with
3-0.
2 last-minute goals in around the 80-minute mark to beat the second-ranked
Yeah, second ranked.
LA Galaxy 3-0. Great game. Vaco played incredible. Salinas came off as a super sub. Good win by the Earthquakes, and hopefully they can keep this streak rolling.
All right. Real quick.
Yanks Sox in London. Crazy 2 games that the Yankees swept. First game ever played in London. First inning. After first inning, it's 6-6. The offenses goes crazy. Yankees win 17-13 and 12-8, but just great by Rob Manfred going and playing the series in London.
All right. For me, I have to say good luck to Kevin Durant, and thank you for all the memories you had. It was great to watch and great to be a super team. Sadly, we would love to beat you and meet you in the NBA Finals next year. Stephen Curry and Draymond Green and Klay Thompson, please get back, get better, and we're going to beat KD. Good luck, KD, though. Have fun with Kyrie and his flaky mindset. That does it for sports. That does it for the Sports Sit Down today. Thank you for tuning in to our 10th episode. A lot of crazy things going on. Cricket World Cup, Women's World Cup, NBA free agency, and obviously MLB, as you talked about. We got games in London now. That does it for Nate, Kiran, and me, Sunay Sanghani. I'm your host. We'll see you next time on the Sports Sit Down. Thank you so much.